coming over. But and then now I have it for sure this time, and I think we may have had it once in the middle somewhere, but it's unconfirmed. This is definitely confirmed.
Yeah, I think a lot of people had it and didn't realize it at some point in the last 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah. So I'm hopefully I can be quick on the mute button when necessary. So if not, I'm just going to cough really hard into my microphone. Everyone's just going to have to deal with it.
No,
I'm the captain. Get over it.
There you go. Is everybody just dragged out tonight?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, you guys look good. You guys don't look like you spent 2 weeks literally trying to breathe.
Well, I mean, I hope we've been trying to breathe, but I guess we haven't had the problems we have.
Yeah. Of course, we also had the fire out here too, which burned like 800 acres. And yeah.
Really?
Yeah, and it's all cedar. So just imagine lighting cedar on fire and then whiffing it.
Oh.
Yeah. So Alex actually has like secondary like nasal infections due to that on top of COVID. So yeah, we just got that confirmed just a little bit ago on the doctor.
I didn't hear anything about that up here. I didn't know anything was going on. I'm sorry.
Nah, it's all right.
Well, for some reference, like 800 acres, the last fire out there in Bastrop was thousands of acres.
Yeah.
So this was only a small fire.
Yeah. Like when I was in West Texas, my county had like something like 900 miles or something burn. It was between San Angelo and Robert Lee, and it was just like all on fire. And like multiple roads were out, and it was a multiple day fire. And I was trying to drive to college, so like half the time the road I was driving to college would be closed by the evening, and I had to drive like 3 counties around to get home. And the whole sky looked like there was a volcano because it was just glowing red, and it was just like smoke everywhere. Yeah, it was surreal. And then helping with the volunteer fire department, that was fun. It's amazing how fast fire can move.
I remember a decade ago when I was still working for the insurance agency, and I remember when the fires got real bad around Possum Kingdom, because we had a whole lot of homeowners who owned their homes and didn't have loans anymore, so they let their insurance lapse, and we were getting a lot of panicked calls. We cannot insure your house now.
It's like, we need insurance. Well, you should. Like, if it takes 30 days.
Yeah,
that is not how that works.
Yeah, we literally cannot do it. You are in a catastrophe area. Sorry. I felt so bad too because we got a strange amount of calls. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they were calling every insurance agency that they could, but yeah.
Basically, at that point in time, just like anybody that'll insure them right then.
Nobody was going to. I mean, they literally can't. And I felt so bad. But yeah, that was a long time ago.
Like, when will this go into effect? 2 weeks from now.
After the inspector comes out and takes a look at everything.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. You got to send an inspector first, because if you let it lapse for 10 years and decide to get insurance, we're going to need to look at it.
And if it's a mobile home, forget it. Oh man.
Yeah, that insurance was hard.
Yeah. I have so many people in mobile homes giving me calls. I'm like, we don't really do really good mobile home insurance. I mean, it's expensive, and we'll cover it, but it's expensive.
Yeah, Allstate mobile home insurance was not good. We had a lot of those policies around here. We have a lot of parks in Denton, but yeah, they weren't good.
Yeah, insurance is an interesting business, and I recommend everybody at least do it once, so you at least like work in it once, so at least for your own edification, you know what goes on in insurance and how to do insurance, because it's its own. It's like everyone should take like 1 semester of legal something, so you at least understand the law a little bit of how it works.
Yeah,
same thing with insurance.
That test was hard, though. I barely passed that test. I made a 70 on it. It was harder than anything I've done in the last 10 years.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Oh, we're about to hit 8 o'clock, and I see you already have your drinks open, so I'm going to start the show if that's all right.
All right, let's do it.
Okay.
We have people here, it seems.
Well, hello! Once again, you have found a Texas Steampunk Connection, broadcasting to you throughout the multiverse, Steamverse, from our various bunkers and airships. With me, as always, is Thax, Gentleman Adventurer.
Hello, hello.
With me is Jack from Steam Chest.
Hello.
And we have with us today Master Blue Stocking from Steampunk Dollhouse podcast. So once again, we are here to talk, probably about steampunk, most likely, because that's what this is about. Thank you for listening to the Texas Steampunk Connection.
All right.
It's an excellent opening, by the way. I have
It
to keep
really
just
is.
like, got good pictures of all of us. We all look fantastic.
We do.
I look freaking badass, by the way. I'm just like, every time I see that, I'm like, oh, it's me.
Well,
You guys
okay.
saw
then.
all
I
those
just think
pictures
I
from
look
your
fast today.
Facebook pages.
I know. I got a lot of really good pictures. Every now and then it's bad when you're like, you go through and you're like clicking through your pictures. You don't realize you like click on your own photo thing. You're like, it's a picture of me. Look, it's another picture of me. Oh, wow, it's another one of me. Oh, wait, this is becoming a pattern here.
You do this.
All
a
right,
lot.
we're on my page. Oh, no wonder everything here I like. It's everything I've posted in the last 48 hours.
All righty. Well, so we know what you're doing when you're not here. You're just going through your pictures.
On Dayquil, it's a whole new experience.
Oh yeah, be careful with that stuff.
Oh, I know. I take it to breathe, and then I'm on an interesting like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory delusion all day, and as long as I'm sitting in front of my computer, I'm fine, because games are all of a sudden really weird. Not that I'm good at it with that stuff, by no means. It sucks. I can't really do anything. I'll sit there realizing I'm like drooling on my keyboard for 20 minutes to make a move, and all my friends are yelling at me over Discord. I'm like, Jack!
So
You
to
need
clarify for everyone, Jack has the COVID
Yes.
again.
Again, yeah.
I'm sorry. I hang out with people who apparently are not the cleanest.
Hanging out with dirty people.
I don't know. It might be my fault. Actually, I know exactly where it came from. It came from the school, because we can't do freaking homeschooling anymore.
Yeah.
He's not there a week, and here we are 2 weeks later,
Kids are little petri dishes. They're carrying it home.
and they can't help it.
Well, it's not their fault.
No, it's the
Yeah.
way that the schools are
It's
done.
their parents' fault for having them.
Oh no!
Thanks,
Shots
Pax.
fired! Shots fired!
For that, I'm having another one, just to spite you.
And name it Thax.
I'm going to name it Thax. So every time I can just look over and go, damn it, Thax. Give him the complex.
You can get a little top hat.
In 30 years, you're going to be
Hey,
like,
hey, Jack, how's your wife and my kids?
Oh no! Ooh, someone's in a mood this evening.
moving back on to the whole point of this. COVID is interesting because I didn't really lose taste last time. This time I have.
Clearly,
Breathing.
you have no taste.
Wow.
I'm sorry, I'm with you, Thax. What can I
You
say?
keep setting them up, and I keep knocking them down.
And that was
I'm
the
hanging
end
out
of
with
the
you,
show.
Thax, obviously. No. But
But we
Yeah,
are
no.
also hanging out with Mick, Clarence, and Rita. So we want to say hello to you guys,
people who obviously have class and culture.
except on Tuesday nights.
Clearly.
I'm not the one. It's like you're beating up on our customers, Fox. X day on the Oogie. I can't play pig Latin right now. I'm sorry.
I think
So
that
anyway.
would be a good time to ask Thax, what are you drinking?
Yes,
Oh, all right, we're getting into it.
clearly something sarcastic.
My good lady wife has found Gingerbread House Party
Wow.
by Fourth Tap Brewery here in Austin, and I'm trying it for the first time.
How is it?
It tastes like a beer.
Well, obviously, but does it taste
Did you
gingerbread?
vape that up a little bit?
It just tastes like a beer. It doesn't cry out gingerbread to me. Let me
Bad,
pass it
because
over to-
you'd think that if it was something like that, if you could make it taste like at least some sort of ginger. Ginger's not a hard flavor, but gingerbread, that's a unique flavor.
Yeah.
If you could make a beer taste like gingerbread, I would own a lot of it. Or ginger snap beer. Oh,
Ginger
that would be a
snap,
thing.
yeah.
Ginger snap beer would be a thing.
I don't hate it.
It's not a bad beer. I mean, I drink it again,
It's
but
just not gingery.
I'm not getting anything particular. And Erica, who's a super taster compared to me, she agrees. It's a beer, kind of hoppy.
Nice.
Clarence is having Diet Coke and hydrocodone.
Oh, that
Is that
sounds
just
fantastic.
because you enjoy it, or
I don't know if you actually enjoy when you're taking hydrocodone, except the effects of hydrocodone. Because if you
You're
ever
just
lick a
kinda there.
hydrocodone, it does not taste good. There's a
Well-
reason you swallow those. You don't let it linger in the mouth.
how I feel about Diet Coke too? So I don't know.
Well, some people really like it. I'm not a big fan of diet drinks. I just don't drink drinks like that often. But that's me. But then there's Canada Dry Ginger Ale. That's a good one. If you put
That's
a little
like-
bit of rum in that, like a shot of rum, it tastes fantastic, by the way. That
You
like
know
one of my
Rita
favorite
doesn't
things to drink.
Be nice.
She drinks water. She's at least as good as a fish.
Well,
Okay,
I'm
I've lost.
sorry. I'm sorry your beer is not gingerbready enough.
We're on this.
I have
We're
a
on this
beer.
journey together, and he has a beer. It could be a
Good word.
hydrocodone and Diet Coke. You know, that'd be an entirely different evening.
That would be a different party entirely.
I've been to that party. It's my house. Basically, you take that, you sit down, you're like, all right, how many Phineas and Ferb episodes are we watching today?
I was gonna say, yeah, you sit down and don't do anything. Nothing that requires
104
movement.
days of summer vacation. Anyway.
All right. Well, I am drinking what I brought home from my last trip to Wimberley. It's Kochi. It's a
Ooh.
sparkly light red wine. It's got a champagne cork.
Nice.
Very fizzy. Yeah.
Fancy. You got to get
Yeah.
the cork thing.
I know it is delightful. It is so good.
Oh,
So
I have
Yeah.
never had a sparkling red. I don't think.
I hadn't
Sparkling
either.
reds are
We had it in a restaurant I was in. I was like, I need to take this home. And yeah, it's all wrapped up like a Prosecco, and it is absolutely wonderful. We got it in a weird little restaurant in Fredericksburg. Yeah,
hey,
place
you were up
called
my direction.
Nuri. So yeah, it's right on the main street. So
Okay.
it's awesome. Highly recommend.
Fredericksburg is a magical place.
It is.
It
I need
is
to go during September.
it's an odd,
Oktoberfest.
magical little place. Yeah. I like it.
For those who haven't been, when you drive toward Fredericksburg, it's a very, very hilly area. There are hills to the right and the left, and there's a little road leading to the top of every hill. And at the top is a little house that will serve you wine.
Oh no! What are those sunflowers in
Everywhere.
Every hill.
That's awesome.
It's
Maybe we should-
everywhere.
That sounds like a steampunk adventure we should have.
Well, the B&B that we stay at, we get one of the private cottages, and every night except Saturday nights, they deliver dessert and a carafe of wine to your room at around between 5 and 6. When you're getting your
You better
reservation,
be there, or else you're going to miss your carafe of wine. I
they
see.
will let themselves in and leave it on the table for you. You do not miss. Yeah, when you're making your reservation, they ask what your preference is, red or white, and they will.
My
Yeah,
preference is to be drunk.
Just
the strongest thing you have. Yeah.
Take a port. Don't care what color.
So yeah, the Blair House Inn, highly recommend it. It is
Blair
yeah,
House Inn.
yeah,
All
it's
right.
fantastic. The El Seraphin Cottage is where we stay, and it's beautiful.
That sounds fan. That sounds fun. I'm looking forward to being well and actually like going out and doing things.
Well,
Seems-
we went there because we didn't have to be around people.
I mean, there's that too.
We spent one day just sitting in the room with the fire lit, just watching HGTV, and it was the best. It was the best day I've had in months. So
It's like that scene out of Office Space. It's like I did nothing all day, and it was everything it could have been.
yes,
Yeah.
it was the best day ever. So.
Ah,
And Jack, I guess you're just drinking NyQuil.
I mean, no, I'm a little classier than that because I don't have any flavor. All right, so I didn't open a beer because I can't taste that. Like, I can't taste a Coke. Allie opened up a Red Bull a little bit ago to kind of give her a little bit of energy, and I can't hardly taste it. It's supposed to be watermelon flavored. Like, I can taste it's a little watermelony, but it's not nearly like as sugary as it should be. And so I decided to pull out a shot of cinnamon schnapps just to see.
Just burn
and you know
through.
What? I can taste it. It
Sure
doesn't
you
burn, which is sad, and I know it's scary. But yeah.
Oh. Yeah, that's supposed to burn all the way
It's
down.
supposed to burn all the way down. Like, I can feel it when it hits here. I can feel that when it hits there. But yeah, that's this sucks. Food does not taste the same right now.
Oh.
I don't know if I guess my bacon bill is going to go down because
I could make a recommendation. Since we were already talking about ginger ale. Have you ever had Goya Brand's ginger beer?
yes.
Okay, then you know. They lace it with capsaicin.
Oh, seriously?
It's hot.
Oh yeah.
It's some stuff. It is some stuff. Goya makes some fun stuff like that, and that one was special.
It's burning.
Yeah, I was not expecting. I was expecting ginger beer. I wasn't expecting something like surface of the sun flavored ginger. I'm like, this is not like. Did we open hot sauce instead? This is hot sauce flavored beer.
That'll
Ginger
clean you
beer,
out though.
soft
Clear
drink.
everything up.
Yeah. Oh man, did it? You know, I
So
forgot about
steampunky
that
use
stuff.
old-fashioned remedies. Just burn it out of there.
It's like, let's just get hot sauce, put it under the eyebrow, the eyelids. You'll keep yourself awake. That's what my father-in-law in the military did when he got stuck with the.
Ew, no, really? No.
Yeah, no. The little bottles of Tabasco you get in your MREs. He was actually deployed during the Cold War out in Germany, and his job was everyone took a turn at night for night duty for with a rifle and everything, just in case the Russians attacked. And he's out there in December, and it's just nothing but 6 feet of snow, and he's trying to stay awake and stay warm, and he's sitting there drinking vodka and putting hot sauce in his eyeballs.
No.
Yep.
I met some weird ex-military guy at a party who was doing that as a party trick.
Mm.
In
It
the
was
eye,
the
the Tabasco.
Dumbest freaking thing.
You can hurt. I used to 20 years ago. I worked for.
It'll keep you
can
awake.
Hurt yourself very bad.
I do not condone this behavior.
Disclaimer.
This is not something that Texas Steampunk Connection condones, and or even says is a smart thing to even try to do. No, just no.
Don't try this at home, kids.
Don't even let the professionals do it.
It hurts bad enough when you get soap in your eyes. I can't even imagine.
I know. Let's just rub hot sauce in our eyeballs, just to see what happens.
Then your eyes would be all blurry, and you wouldn't be able to see any Russian soldiers.
But when the sergeant comes outdoors, you're at least awake.
With your eyes streaming.
I know. Yeah. Ice crystals forming and red, bloody, ruddles down your face. What's wrong with you? Why are you crying, soldier? It hurts, but I'm awake.
I'm awake. Oh, nope. Pass.
Healing my eyes, sir. Keeping an eye on them Ruskies. Apparently something we got to do again because interesting political tensions right now.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I've been catching up on a lot of history recently.
Have you been watching the History Channel?
No, that's only if you want to either weird
what's involved, sure.
World War II, weird
aliens or Hitler,
whitewashed World War II, or aliens.
Yep.
And apparently humanity never did anything for themselves. It's all aliens have bestowed it upon us.
Oh yeah, that makes me mad.
In some sort of weird Eternals movie way of doing it. No, I actually, there's a guy on YouTube, Cody with Alternate History Hub, did a thing where he watched all of them. He watched all of this stupid History Channel alien.
Oh my God, was he alien pilled at the end?
And he's like, it's all dumb. And he does an 11-minute movie on it, on just how obscenely stupid it is. I love his take. It's fantastic. Go look him up. He's great. Anyway, enough plugging somebody else.
I'm going to step forward and say, I believe in a lot of that stuff. Even I know that the History Channel's version is dumb.
Yeah.
I believe in a lot of things, but I also get really offended at the idea that humans did not create all of the amazing things that humans have created.
Are the people who are
makes
like,
me bananas.
yeah, I'm just like, we do some wonderful things. Now, if we had a little help, sure, but you don't have to give us a lot of help. You basically just say, hey, look, this powder goes boom when you hit a spark with it. We're like, oh, look at all the wonderful things we could do with this. First off, let's blow each other up for about 100,000 years, and then we'll figure out what other cool things like combustion engines.
Yeah.
But,
I think you're not giving the reverse engineering teams the credit that they deserve.
yeah, I know. Like, we really know
In
what we're doing.
many cases, like, you see the result and you think, okay, how can we do that? And you take it from there.
If the
You
Russians
just-
can take a B-29 apart in 48 hours, put it back together, and then in 6 months fly six of them over Moscow that they built in metric units, by the way. They took it apart in American units, took pictures of every part of this plane, rebuilt 6 of them. So when our president went over during like one of their parades, they flew 6 of them over that were Russian built in metric. Some of the scientists that had to come up with the conversions on the fly for figuring out how to mill metal to a certain like percentage, like 3/8 of an inch or something, but figure out the conversions of doing it with 2 different machines to make 2 pieces of metal fit perfectly. I mean, humanity is intelligent. We could figure out some weird stuff.
Well, what you also have to remember about that, though, is that all of the Nazi scientists, they were split up between the U.S. and Russia, so they were all working from the same
Oh yeah, for the rocketry
gestalt.
stuff.
Yeah,
Oh,
because
sure.
I mean, we had paperclip, but the Russians grabbed up as
Oh,
many
yeah.
of them as they could too. So,
Where do you think the Nazis got the ideas?
oh no,
When their moon base on the moon,
Oh.
or under the one of the poles,
th-
the North Pole, or the
oh yeah, the inner
Under
Earth
the
theory
ice.
thing. Yeah,
But yeah.
Hitler's riding a velociraptor under the planet right now. I've watched that movie too.
There
Iron
was a Nazi
Sky is an
commander who was
Iron Sky is a special movie. And
there was a
they're-
Nazi commander who was in charge of the engineers, that the ones that we got,
Mhm,
and he said he got them from
mhm.
others, and he
Mhm.
kind of looked up and was sort of vague.
Well,
I don't
why was
know.
the- why was
I don't
the-
know.
I've got some books that you need to read, Thax. We'll talk about it.
I may already have them, but
Annie, the Annie
might-
Jacobson books about
Remember to join us.
Area 51 and CIA and Operation Paperclip. They're really good.
They are good. They are.
Have
good.
you read them, Jack?
I have not read those books. I have watched breakdowns of them online. Dark Docs is a wonderful YouTube channel. He's got like 8 different YouTube channel. It's like dark whatever, like dark planes, dark naval, dark documents, and it breaks down a lot of that stuff. And so over the last 4 years, I've watched all of his material, and a lot of it revolves around paperclip and just how it's kind of come together.
It was bonkers, but you know.
I mean,
Anyway.
they came up with the technology and then information. Why waste it? You know, it's kind of, we're just not going to go back there and do that again.
Yeah, that's a much larger geopolitical conversation for another time. Well, did anybody do their homework?
I did a little bit. I found some fun stuff to look at.
I found
Okay.
some interesting updates that aren't relevant yet, but
Will be relevant
I
soon.
got some stuff.
Nothing
Okay.
canceled yet.
I've got some random stuff to go over, so whoever wants to go first, go ahead.
All right. I mean, I'll go first.
Okay.
Let me see about popping up, open some stuff here. So bear with me on my background here. Let's see, share screen. Yes, that one. All right, how do I do this now? I've shared it. Where's the buttons? Or can you do that? I don't think I got the buttons this time since you set it up, Thax.
I have the buttons, so you
Aha!
should. Yeah.
All right. So
I
found
saw
this.
that. Yeah.
So
Oh,
posted
yeah.
January 24th, apparently at one point in time, Hasbro was considering a steampunk era Transformers series. And this is the sole image that exists for it. The concept art. A train changing into, I think, it's not Optimus Prime, though. I think that's supposed to be
His grandfather?
Megatron. Or Megatron's this one right here for sure, because that has that Megatron look to it. But there's a certain stance that Megatron always had for that. But yeah, so that was
rock shoved forward. That kind of
and he's got the things sticking out like that. So it's like naval guns or something. I don't know, but
pop collar douche.
Honestly, if it's going to be Megatron, he probably won't be a train. He'd probably be an ironclad warship because he turns into a gun, and so that's or something.
Oh.
That's his normal thing is turning into a gun of some type. But yeah, so that was one thing. I thought that was cool. It never went anywhere past this picture, and I don't think it'll ever go again. But the guy who drew this did some interesting things, including some of the Matrix comics, some DC comics, industrial gothic, junk culture, Doom Patrol, and then like Wonder Woman, and just kind of random. But he wanted to do an adaptation of Edgar Rice Burroughs' A Princess of Mars, but done with Transformers. So that's interesting.
Very cool.
The second one is, has anyone actually ever been to the steampunk.com website?
I didn't know that.
I remember us talking about it, but
I ran across it yet again, and I don't know what they do. Apparently, they do something with government and security because that's all their website says.
It's something really weird. Yeah.
Apparently, they're like the 3,000th largest 3,000 out of 5,000 of the largest businesses that do this job, and it's named Steampunk. That is so freaking random.
Yeah, I remember running across that one time, and I was very confused.
I go and I read this, and I feel like this is the word. Like, I feel like I'm watching Hackers, the movie, or Sneakers. That's the one I wanted. Where it's like the whole website just says "go away." It's nothing here actually like explains anything important except computer stuff, cybersecurity, DevSecOps. Anyway, I just thought that was entertaining to run across it again. Apparently, it was one of the top places to work in 2020.
Mm-hmm.
Believe that or not. The next one was this guy. He's a Chinese steampunk artist who quit his engineering job to go full time into designing these. He takes bugs and rigs them up like this and sells them for about anywhere from $600 to $1,000 a piece. And he's in China, so he's making really good money.
Wow!
Considering he quit an engineering job for this, and he has an engineering degree, and his whole reason for doing this is hoping that it will bring more people into conservation for bugs, since we are in what they call we're losing them at a rapid pace. They're a massive extinction event for insects. So he's hoping to bring more people involved in saving insect species. But yeah, I'm sure that's a byproduct of his work because he's making good money doing this, and teaches others about bugs. So maybe he is actually caring, and his students. So doing educational events. So I thought that was pretty cool.
That's cool.
I got one other thing. You know that cartoon that we talked about, or no, that comic book we talked about called Freak Angels a while back? I think probably last year this time, approximately. A comic book artist that I think sent us an email saying, "Hey, check out my stuff," while I was reading it. Okay. Turns out Freak Angels, or Crunchyroll, is making it an animated series.
Ooh.
Wow.
Yeah.
I have a Crunchyroll subscription.
So yeah, Freak Angels animated series drops a new clip, casting details, and all that fun stuff. So be on the lookout for something actually really cool. Something that I have been following for a while now. You can go check out their website, freakangels.com, I think is what it is, and read the comic book. And it's really well done. And it looks like they're keeping pretty close to the same art style for the animated series. So I thought that was cool. I did my homework. This is what I found. Some stuff that's fairly viable.
Good job.
Nice.
Thank you.
Well done. Next.
Okay.
Giving myself
I guess I'll go next. What have I found? See if I can do cool things like with my screen like you did.
Like the sick person? Yes.
Share screen. Oh, no, don't want that.
Those are really good.
They're also
No, don't want that.
Yeah.
other things we might want to speak about.
Okay, I'm just going to start talking. Do you remember Carnival Row?
Just the one.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
It was
So I was under the impression that that it was canceled.
I thought it was too.
I just got notice on Collider, which is a news website, that season 2 they got a bunch of new information. It was just published yesterday, so it's new information
Ooh.
that they've got a new. Why are you blocking me? Share screen.
I'm reading over here by Clarence talking about how his Diet Coke and hydrocodone is helping him out.
But yeah, Carnival Row season 2, Amazon Prime.
Nice. I'm looking forward to that. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
I
so
really
am I.
liked that first season, and I thought, there was a real world building that I wanted to know more about.
Yeah,
I don't know
I'm
that
assuming-
the reviewers kind of pooped on it, but I thought it was cool.
I thought it was lovely. It was, yeah.
it's steampunk. They're gonna poop on it. That's what they do. Reviewers really dislike the steampunk aesthetic.
Well, and reviewers, I kind of
Don't understand.
stopped listening to them a long time. Yeah.
Like Rotten Tomatoes, I'll listen to, but that's because it's like a lot of people. But even then, I don't agree with it all the time because if it's something I really enjoy and I know the lore, and then it's like some person who's watched it for the first time and never heard of it, like Dune or something like that, and they're like, I didn't get the whole concept. I'm like, well, I'm not listening to you. Why are you?
Because everyone has to comment on everything online. If you don't like it, you have to tell everyone that you don't like it.
Dune's good, by the way.
Everyone needs to share.
Liking things is for losers. I also saw that Enola Holmes season 2, or I guess second movie, has wrapped up filming.
Oh, good.
All I could do was read the headline because the computer at work has blocked me from looking at it.
Oh, no.
You mean
And
you look at stuff on your.
If you remember a
work
few
computer?
episodes ago, I streamed from my work computer.
Mm.
But there's a link if you want to go to it. I'm not going to read it all, but it's on GameRant.com, which
All I
apparently
need to know is it exists because I loved Enola Holmes. That was
Yeah,
so
it
much
was
fun.
so good. She was just delightful. Yeah.
So,
I mean, all-star cast.
Yeah.
That was really good. Yeah, and I when I watched it, I didn't realize when I started watching it that it was just a movie. I was like, "Where's
So,
the rest?" Yeah, I
it
was
feels
thrown.
like it was meant to be a mini series.
Yeah,
The way it was written, because there were some definite like places that you could have stopped
Mhm.
over and over and over.
Mhm.
So I thought it was
Yeah.
supposed to be a mini series, and they're like, "No, let's just do it as a movie." And because they probably got cut their funding or something, and they're like, "All right, we'll just wrap it all together." And it worked so well that they'll just make a second movie. So I'm looking forward to one written to be a movie, like
yeah.
directly. And I'm also looking for Stranger Things. I need some closure on that.
It's coming soon, isn't
I'm
it?
like, yeah, it's got to.
kids
COVID
are
has
getting
slowed
old.
down so much. Yeah, they're getting
Yeah,
old.
the kids are getting too old.
It's like it's soon it's going to be like Radar and like MASH, where he's like 35 when the show wraps up, and he's supposed to be playing a 19-year-old, or a 17-year-old, and he's now like going balding halfway through the series.
Didn't MASH run 4 times longer than the Vietnam War?
Yeah, it did.
Yeah. Korean
Something
War.
like
Yeah,
that.
it ran longer than the Korean War.
And then
ever
there were
did.
3 movies.
Yeah, and then there were the movies. Yeah.
Well, wait, there's more than one MASH movie?
Yeah,
I only saw the original, which was before the
which
series.
is probably the only one you need to see. I don't know about the others. I haven't seen them. I just know they
Yeah,
exist.
the original MASH movie was awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know about sequels.
I mean, I remember seeing the sequels when I was walking through Hastings. So I mean, that's how I knew most of my movies existed, because I walked through a movie store. Now
Yeah.
it's like I browse past the aisle on my way by the electronics section at Walmart, and I feel so disconnected from my media these days because I can't like go and like look over everything that exists in my area. I have to just sit there and scroll, and I feel very disconnected by scrolling the whole time. And
Yeah.
that is one thing about media that I really like about steampunk is it's steampunk. It's a thing. Like the last time I bought a computer game in person, my child wasn't born yet. Like I don't have a box for all the games I have bought, and that sounds stupid, but I really like the box art. And I would even I actually have kept my favorite boxes to hang up as a collage later, some like behind me for my thing whenever I get around to doing it. I've been figuring out how I want to do it because I don't want to hurt the boxes, so I don't want to use tacks or glue. So I figured out magnets are going to work, and so I got some rare earth magnets that would actually be hard. Anyway, that's beyond the point. But yeah, like things like this exist. It's fantastic. You get to touch it and everything, and I feel like that's something that's lost in current medium. Damn Netflix. I guess I could technically get Netflix mailed to me still. Who does that?
Do they still do that?
Yeah.
Huh.
It's a different subscription.
Oh, I didn't know they still did that.
Sort of
you
an
can still
add-on
get it.
subscription
Yeah.
if you like. Sure.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So you can still get it mailed to you if you're one of those people, but I will admit,
I mean, it's a
I
whole
got a movie
different
for Christmas.
library of stuff.
I got Alita for Christmas, like the Alita Battle Angel. I hadn't seen it yet, which is weird because I went to the Alita experience here in Austin because we won some tickets on the radio, but I missed seeing the movie, and so like Allie bought the movie for me and we were watching it. And I had to actually like tray it into the Xbox player, and I'm just like, this feels weird.
Just things that we don't do anymore. They go by the wayside.
My computer has a DVD player on it. I unplugged the power so I could plug it into my graphics card because I don't my processor. All my stuff takes more power than what I actually technically have capable for running my power supply for running everything in there. So I've unplugged my DVD player, and the only time I've ever had to plug it back in is as if I'm like installing Windows, and that was for Windows 7. I don't have to do it for Windows 10. So I'm like, why do I even have a DVD player in there anymore? I'm like, wait, I got DVDs on my shelf. Like, well, one day I'll need to have like, I'll put them in there and I'll record the one segment I needed for my computer gaming video that I need for that one moment that I don't have on YouTube. And yet so far that hasn't happened. All the scenes I want are on YouTube somewhere that are memeable. But
you lose it if you lose internet connection for a day or two. You're going to be glad
that's
you had
plugged
that.
in. I am unplugging my other card, and I am plugging it straight into that thing. And we're watching Star Trek from 1 through 6. Or actually, I got all of them, so I guess I could watch all the Star Trek movies on DVD. Yeah, and Indiana Jones and Star Wars. Yeah, and like if that becomes a problem, then we have Tolkien's wonderful. I don't know. It's almost as long to read the books as it is to watch the show at this point.
Pretty much, yeah.
Like, do I pull out the books or do I pull out the movies? Which one's easier on my voice? Aha.
Well, isn't Amazon coming out with a prequel? A Lord of the Rings prequel?
Yeah, they're coming out with an entire TV series, which is going to be
Are they going to
fantastic.
be a Silmarillion?
Yeah,
That's
and
what
apparently there's going to be nudity.
I'm never going to read that.
Nobody's gonna read this.
I picked it up one time, and it was reading like the Book of Numbers in the Bible, like how many
literally what
freaking
yeah.
sheep and who was related to who. I'm like, who wants to know this?
It's the minutia of the world building that he wanted to make sure that
existed. No, and that's
that
one
was out
reason
there
it is.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what? More power to a man who comes up with more crap than actually goes in his book that shapes the. It's like Dune. There's like a whole lot of stuff that shapes Dune. The reason that Dune is such a great pinnacle moment book is that everything happens in that book that is important. Everything after is not as important, and everything before was not as important except for the lead up to those events. It's the pinnacle book. And in itself, it's a very simple story. But I've read all the prequels to Dune that Kevin J. Anderson and Brian put together, and I love them. And I haven't read many past Children of Dune because the whole it gets really weird really fast, and has a whole idea of how that was supposed to work. But I think it's very important that if you're just writing a book for writing a book, you're not going to have that many notes on the side. But if you write a world that is so rich and developed that there are things you don't even talk about in your book that exist, but you like may mention halfway, but already have like a conclusion to it, and you have like a character mention, well, thank God that ended the right way. And now you have the reader going, or the watcher or the reader going, what is all about? And then they mention it. It's just, I don't know. It's the whole idea that it just builds a richer world so that if your characters have or need to talk about something, you already have a newspaper that has all of that information in it and what's going to happen in there, so that for just even common speak, there's already events planned versus just like, how's the weather on Caladan? Oh, it's wet. It's a little muggy.
Well, and if you don't have those kind of notes, you can end up with a lot of contradictory elements that start cropping up, and contradiction. I mean, I'm saying sometimes you set out to create something and it turns out much larger than you ever planned it to be, and so you've got comic books, prime example, where they had to literally just DC had to destroy the entire world, destroy the multiverse, and just start all over again. Which comic books can do that, but that's a little bit harder with other universes and other projects. But I will say, as far as Dune, I read the first chapter and then noped out of there and went to look for something else. I tried.
I agree. Imagine 3 8 to 13-year-olds trying to read the book on a camping trip between each other. It's just that was my first iteration into Dune. And then we saw this movie, and the 84 movie.
See, I like the movie.
Yeah, it caught
I'm
my
a David
attention
Lynch
completely.
fan.
Yeah. And after watching the movie a couple of times in a row, I attempted the book again and was able to, like, it's like a chain on a bicycle just finally it caught, and I was able to like get it, but and then I was off to the races. However, the Kevin J. Anderson, Brian Anderson, or Brian Herbert's prequels are much easier to read, and they lead you into Dune really well. So I love the setup because it takes on like Duke Leto when he was young and setting up all the political issues that lead to Dune itself. So you understand the rivalries instead of just being thrown into it going, well, this big fat guy hates this guy over here, and this guy wants to take advantage of this dude, and there's these girls that wear weird stuff, and then they have their own plan, and then these guys in the milk bottle that look like weird fetuses have their own plan, and this all of a sudden it gets really confusing right there. That now you start to feel like you need a cigarette and like a roll of yarn and pictures all over your wall to figure it out at this point.
I'm not going to... I mean, you sound like me when I try to explain the intricacies of the Dragonlance universe. So
all right.
I mean...
No, that's when you know there's a good book series, though, because when it takes someone to sit down and say, here is it all like that, it's going to be to me, it's complicated enough to be worth it. And that is...
No, I totally get it.
That's me.
Yeah.
I love complicated books.
And not every book is
like Harry Dresden, which is very uncomplicated but very, very fun.
Yeah, well, read what it doesn't have to be complicated. I mean, Shannon McGuire's now I can't even remember the name of the series, but she's got a series about the Fae, and it's actually there's like 16 books now, and I read them so fast, and they're it's the October Day series is what it is. And they're delightful. They're not hard on your brain, and they're funny. And I mean, read what you want. It doesn't have to be deep, It just depends on what you like. China Mieville's Perdido Street Station. That is some dense stuff, and it's good. It's beautiful, but it is really dense. It takes a while to wrap your head around it.
Speaking of dense, I picked up this book from my mom's house. It was written in the late 1800s. Oh. Yeah, and it is familiar quotations of like the late 1900s or late 1800s, and of like books and whatnot. And so you got like Benjamin H. Hill, Henry Clay, and it's like 1832 to 1884, like his quotes, like best quotes of his books. And I'm like, Mom, why do we have this? It's like, your dad. I'm like, oh, right, yeah, he's weird like I was, and so yeah, no, I had to bring this and show it because it's kind of my newest. Like, if I ever get bored, here's a lot of stuff from a lot of dead people I'd never read.
You can quote anybody now as long as they were born before 1900.
As long as it goes between 1832 and 1900, I'll have a quote for it. That'd be hilarious just to have at a convention, just pull it out, going, "Hang on, 1 second." Just
Got
randomly
bookmarks
read it. It has
hanging out of it.
no, yeah, I know it has like nothing
Ribbons.
to do with the situation, but it's like read it off, and I was just like, "Huh."
You
So
are
David
prepared.
Tennant fans in here?
Any what?
David Tennant.
Yeah. No?
He's a
No?
actor.
Nobody?
Yeah, we'll need to tell him.
Why?
Have you seen this?
Cherry bomb or
His new
yes!
thing coming out?
Is it out
Around
yet?
Around
What
the
is
world in 80 days. What? It is out.
chili pepper?
When did it come out? I didn't know it was out already. Yeah, I knew it was coming. I just wasn't sure when.
It is
It's
out
on
and
the
streaming.
dumb
And you
PBS.
can watch it on bbc.co.uk if
Okay.
you are in the UK.
Hmm.
I cannot watch it unless, of course, you have a VPN, and then you can tell them that you're in the UK. Wink, wink.
And by the way, this stream is now sponsored by NordVPN.
No, we're not, but we could be. Please call
We
us.
could be.
Well,
That
I've got
would be fine.
BBC
We'll take
on Prime. I
NordVPN
wonder
money.
if I can watch it.
I read a quick review, and generally, it looked pretty good. Pretty good. It strays from the original book because the original book was not good.
Nor did it have David Tennant in it.
It did, but Phineas Fogg, played by David Tennant, is very familiar if you've read the books. He's a
Yeah.
crotchety, grumpy old British man, just like in the novel. But I guess they force him to leave the train and actually have adventures, which was the problem with the original book. He didn't want to go anywhere. He just wanted to win the bet.
They had to make it a little more interesting for people to. Yeah, that's
But
cool.
from the review that I read, it sounds like it's much more interesting than the original book because Phineas Fogg is forced out of his comfort zone into the world and grows as a person,
Aw.
as does Passepartout and Abigail Fix, which they created for this instead of the Inspector Fix in the novel.
Okay.
Okay.
But
I like that. I don't mind that.
yeah,
I'm
they
all
have
for that.
character development and
Cool.
such things, which makes it sound interesting. You know, it's better writing now than we had 100 years ago. It looks really cool. I wish I could have seen it today. It had more to report, but
If
It
it gets
is-
down to it, totally. I have a friend who lives in the UK who could probably put it on for us, stream it through Discord, and we could watch it.
It's elaborate plan.
It has to be an elaborate plan, but it would work that way.
but that would be wrong.
Would it?
Mhm.
though?
Yes, we
Because it's still being
disavow
watched
that.
by-
You
it's-
would
it's still
never-
being- no, this
You
is
would
not
never
wrong.
do that.
We would.
No.
Because it's being watched by a man in UK. He just also happens to have it on a streaming service that allows us to watch it. That watching his screen.
We
not
publicly
streaming it, we're
disavow
just
any
watching it
attempts
stream.
to watch anything.
It's
In
the only
a
reason
way
it's not
not
free over
intended.
here is because of rights. That's the. It's already paid for by the BBC. Gosh darn it!
Cool.
Thanks to the British, we have socialism in television.
Here we go.
Har har. Oh,
Okay, I wanted to slip that in. That is basically what I had to report tonight.
very nice.
But yeah, at least one thing you can watch now. We'll have to watch for Carnival Row and Enola Holmes later.
Super cool. Yep.
So
Awesome.
I've yet to watch that balloon movie that's on HBO or something.
Oh, Aeronauts?
Aeronauts. Yeah.
Something like that.
So
Yeah.
I want to still catch that because it looks fun.
I'll get to it eventually once I work my way down the list of everything I have to watch and read. There's too much. It's too
There
much. Too
is-
much.
Well, I mean, then there's not enough because here we are like scrounging for our show.
No, I got some stuff. Not
It's
done
your turn, so what
Okay.
stuff you got?
All right, let me see if I can share my screen.
Let me close this one out.
Thing. On that note, I'm gonna put these guys.
Let's see.
I need 1/300 so that I can. There we go.
Okay, is it working?
Nope.
Gotta hit the button. It says share screen at the bottom.
Yeah,
And
it's
then I
saying
hit
that
share screen again.
it's saying it lost permission. I think it's not. My Mac is not going to cooperate.
So this whole row cabbages. Okay.
Up at the top in the URL
Other
window, that little block,
Found it. Okay.
it may have a denial of permissions that you can.
Yeah. No, it's not that. It's making me go through all of the steps to set up.
No.
Yeah.
You don't have enough security. There might be something that someone might see on your screen.
Yeah. Well, poo.
Tell you what, stream it to your iWatch thing. Fine.
Don't make fun of me. Hang on just a second. This watch keeps me moving, man. It helps regulate my ADHD.
I saw someone who put a faceplate on one of those, or with the digital background. It was the Star Trek like computer board from like the Next Generation. Like that almost would be enough to get me to buy it. Or the round one had the Death Star targeting computer from A New Hope when it's like orbiting around the planet, and like for the actual like face of the watch. I'm like, these are reasons why I want it. It's purely aesthetic. It's not even for the fact I can read my email on my wrist.
Well, see, mine is I name all of my devices after weird steampunk stuff, and if you're in Cowboys versus Aliens, they had the arm cannon.
Oh, yeah.
So I named mine the arm cannon, and so whenever I set it on the charger and it's finished charging on my phone, it will say arm cannon is finished charging.
Arm cannon is
It always
charged.
makes me laugh. My system will not let me do it.
Well, poop.
Sorry, so I'll just have to tell you, and you can imagine. I can pop up links though. The first thing I wanted to share is in another Lego steampunk excitement. The Steampunk Airship that had been suggested some time ago.
Yes, I know that one.
It's popped back up, and it has sales to 10,000 supporters for the second time on Lego Ideas. Yeah, somebody resubmitted it.
I've voted on both of those.
Well, so you voted on the second one too?
I voted on the second one too. Yeah.
Okay, well, it is back up. So yeah, that one is back up again. And if you go to the Lego Ideas, you can submit it.
Thank you.
Really, really want it.
Let's see. How do I pop in links? I don't have permission for that, do I?
You can't post a comment.
Let me
Okay.
see. Hang on. No, that's coming up in private chat. It's not letting me do it in the comments.
Let's see here. Well, private. I think I can bring it over.
If you put it in the private chat, we can put it in the comments.
Yeah, I popped it into the private chat.
I can't put comments on here. I can only do private chat here. I have to go actually on to the Facebook and do it.
We're a professional outfit here.
Stop making fun of us.
I'm not any better. Okay, so that's if you want to see, and it's a really cool looking little Lego airship. It is awesome. So if you want that, you can go to the Lego Ideas website, and it's Brick Fanatics. Let's see, and you can submit that again. Yep, there it is. You can try to get that done again. So there was that, and then I also wanted to share this with y'all. The Steampunk Conference that I went to a few years ago in 2018 in Asylum Steampunk in the UK, they are trying to come back again this year. But they are doing something different this year. They're trying to build up interest. So they're having a steampunk event at the Lincoln Cathedral on February 26th and 27th.
What?
I know. I have been to the cathedral. It is like so old. It's so beautiful. And they're having a party there in February. And then actually on my birthday, which makes me really sad, I can't go. But yeah, and then they're going to do a whole bunch of events. They're going to have Steampunk Christmas. They're going to have the festival in August. So, I mean, obviously, it's not really realistic for everybody to. But if you get the chance, and you can go to England and go to Lincoln for this asylum, it is worth it. It took us like 3 trains to get there, and it was bananas. And that if you look up Lincoln, there's a road called Steep Hill, and the girl that I went with, she kept warning me about this road. And I'm like, why does she keep going on about this? And then we get there, and it's like, it has its own Wikipedia page, this hill. It's so steep. It's so ridiculous. And some smart asses apparently a few years ago opened a store halfway up. It's like, I can't remember when you're mountain climbing, whatever the rest spots
The
are.
summits. Or
Yes. It's like a point. It's a rest point. It's halfway up the street. And I was walking up that cobbled street in like granny boots with a little heel. I walked miles of it. But it's like a 13th century town. It is gorgeous. You know, if you can go. Or just look up the YouTube videos about Asylum, because it's really, really wonderful. And
I look up YouTube videos about an asylum. I don't know what I'm gonna get.
Asylum Steampunk. And
oh, that's even worse. Depending on which websites you might be going to.
Safe search. So the other thing that I found, I just stumbled across this today, was a series of books I'd never heard of. They came out started in 2018. They're called The Books of Babel.
Mm-hmm.
And I never heard of them. And so I got the first one and started reading it today.
Is it good?
It's not bad so far. It's like a great big mishmash of stuff going on, you know, like all of the steampunk. There's no gears and cogs yet glued to anything, so there's at least that. But
nice.
It's a man who they're traveling across the desert, him and his young wife, to get to the Tower of Babel, which is, nobody knows how tall it is, but it's got all these levels, and they're going for their honeymoon, and then he loses her, and she's just gone in the crowd, and so he has to spend these books trying to climbing the levels of the towers to find his wife, and he ends up inadvertently becoming a pirate. He was a school teacher. He somehow ends up becoming a pirate in the search for his wife as he's climbing the tower.
Can confirm this can happen. Been there, done that. Bought that T-shirt.
So they just sounded really interesting.
It belongs in a museum.
Yar!
So,
give me my booty.
Uh-huh.
Have you seen my booty?
That's the Books of Babel. Although it's probably pronounced Babel. I don't know. I'm not British, so it's Babel. But yeah, it started out not too bad.
As long as it's not a fish you stick in your ear, I'm fine.
Luckily, no. So
it only feels weird for a second.
Just a little tickle. Okay, one more thing.
More. Way too much fun.
If you are fans of Downton Abbey at all, Gillian Fellows, the creator of Downton Abbey, has a new show called The Gilded Age.
Gilded Age, I heard about that. Yeah,
this started 10 years ago. They started trying to make this show. It switched networks. It went through all sorts of to-do. So I lost faith in it. I thought it was never going to happen, and then all of a sudden, HBO's like, "See The Gilded Age on Monday." I'm like, what? They didn't do any press for this that I saw. There was nothing happening about it, but the show's out, and I didn't get a chance to watch it last night, but I'm going to try to watch it when we're done here. So it's not steampunk, obviously, but it is gorgeous. If you watch the trailer for it, it's just absolutely stunning. So that's brand new on HBO Max. Yeah, it looks really, really good. So, and the reviews aren't bad so far from what I've seen. So yeah, that's something to check out. We watched the trailer last week, and I was really excited. And then the final plug I want to give is, if you're not watching Snowpiercer on TNT, you need to watch Snowpiercer on TNT.
Really?
Yes, it is just third season just started. It is.
Does it have anything to do with the movie?
Well, the movie and the show are both adapted from the old French graphic novel, Le Trans-Personnage. And the movie was adapted from that, and then the TV show takes place 7 years after the Great Freeze happens.
Okay.
And they've been circling the world 2.7 times a year for 7 years. And they have to keep going in order to stay warm. And the tail section where the poor people are revolts, and Sean Bean will show up at the end of season 1. He's the great Wilford. He's the creator of the engine. But Jennifer Connelly is in the first and second season, and she is brilliant. And David Diggs is in it. He is one of the main characters. He was in Hamilton, I think. He's one of the main characters, and it is so good. I cannot even explain how good it is. It's trains racing each other, and just everything's taking place in this very narrow confines, and
Got a whole row of those,
it's a beautiful story. So it's not very many episodes per season, but I do recommend Snowpiercer. I think you can get the first 2 seasons on
Netflix.
no, the TNT website, I think. I'm not sure. I bought them on Amazon because I liked it so much.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's high praise.
Yeah, it's all very tense and exciting, and the warfare between the different sections, and you wouldn't expect a train drama to be that exciting.
I don't know. The scene from the was it
from the movie?
No, I'm trying to think of the movie The Lone Ranger. The train scene from that was fantastic. I loved that scene. It was so out there. The music was perfect. The moment that it started stringing up for that scene, I'm like, oh, I know what's coming.
Well, this is
it was one of the best.
It's amazing. And it's not steampunk, but it's trains. It's trains blasting through a post-apocalyptic ice world. And the whole plot point that you're running with is that it's been 7 years. Is the world still frozen, or are there certain places that might be starting to thaw that they can finally stop the train and get off of it and start the world over again? And so there's all sorts of nefarious plots going on, and people that are in drawers for certain reasons. And it's
Did you say in drawers?
Yes.
Yeah, no.
Yes.
So this also has a lot of the same flavor sounds as a TV show on Netflix, where it was back in the 1960s. Apparently, the U.S. launched this massive rocket with 600 people in it, and it was.
Oh, I started watching that.
Did you? It's good. Just completely ignore the plot holes and get to the end. There's a lot of plot holes, but it is a fantastic show. Do you remember the name of it so we could plug it, because it was fun?
I don't, but it's fun because it's a spaceship, but with all 1960s architecture and outfits. It's sort of
no end to it, sadly, because it didn't end. But it is a fantastic show, and half the cast from the freaking Battlestar Galactica is on it. So it's everyone's a Cylon still. But I liked it outside of the plot holes that they had in it, but I really wanted to see where they were going with it, and I would love for it to be picked back up. Whether the plot holes or not, I'm willing to I'm not one that overlooks plot holes lightly, but I would be willing to just to see where that was going, because I was like, this is fantastic. I want to see what happens next. And there is one though that I am not forgiving, and it's a sci-fi show, and it's got Kara Thrace from Battlestar Galactica on it. I can't remember the name of it. It's New Life or something like that on Netflix.
Yeah, I remember
that
hearing
is
about it, but
utter garbage. I had a hard time watching that as a sci-fi person, because first off, everybody on there looks like you just hijacked them from high school, and they didn't even change clothes, and they're on a spaceship, and I'm just like, first off, you're 15. How are you 3 doctorates into this? And and you're have no acting except oh my god, we're on a spaceship and my nails are done, and I'm just this is. And the only person that's even believable is the Kara Thrace character. But then they have stupid stuff happen, we went too close to a black hole or something. I can't remember what it was, but I'm just no, that's not what would happen. You didn't even consult even a science book remotely. on like astrophysics at all. You didn't even go watch a YouTube video on this. You would have had a better writing. And apparently it's gotten updated for a second season. I'm just like, really? How? Is it because it's like Survivor in space, the people we like get voted off? What? They just die? I don't know. But I don't know. Watch it for how terrible it is and get back to me. That's really that one.
All right. Well, how do you feel about The Expanse? Tell me you like it. Okay.
Oh, come on, you guys gushed about that the last episode.
It's over.
Yes.
It was like 2 weeks ago.
It feels like they set it up to have a mini series based off in other directions. It's like the main characters need to leave, which is true. I mean, we hit the but there's like so much to go on still. They've set it up to where we have that guy on a different planet doing his own thing.
I haven't finished yet.
Okay.
I am behind.
Anyway.
I am behind.
But it feels like it's open to be revisited without the main crew. They leave
like
it
a
very
spin-off.
open.
They could do a spin-off.
A lot of
easily enough.
spin-offs. You could
Okay.
easily do spin-offs, and I would be all for more in this universe because, I mean, they figure out what's going on, but
Okay, don't spoil it for me.
I'm
there
not
yet.
trying to spoil anything for you.
I'll
It's
forget.
fun.
We'll bring it up. I'll bring it up again the next next time.
So with that, there's a game that I recently found between our last time talking, and it's Expanse like space combat, and you get to design your spaceships meticulously, exactly how you want, what type of e-war it goes on. It's a whole bunch of. It is very extensive how you want to set up your space naval fleet, or everything down from one ship to all your ships on your fleet, and how you interact. And I don't know, it's really cool, and it's in that Expanse way of doing things. You can launch a bunch of missiles, and you have your PDCs firing off to take out these missiles as they're spiraling towards you because 8 ships came around an asteroid and belched them out, and now you're freaking out as your guns are going off tracking all these missiles. It's gorgeous, it's pretty, and it's delicious, and it's wonderful, and it's going to hold me over until if there's not another Expanse episode. I'm going to make my own, damn it.
What's the game?
It's called Nebulous Fleet Command, and I'll drop a link over here because it's with my voice narrating the opening sequence, because that's what everyone's here for, right? I'm going to plug myself while I can. And all right, here we are. For everybody who has a computer who wants to play that wonderful game, there's me and my wonderful editing prowess. Right as I got sick. So just bear with me on here. My voice is a little deeper than normal.
Oh, is that like your YouTube channel? You talking up
Straight
the,
up,
the
me.
game there?
I'm straight up
Okay.
talking up the game and everything.
Oh, okay, all right.
Wow. I mean,
Cool.
I was so impressed. I immediately went out, found as much footage as I could, joined the Discord, watched a couple of the community fight nights through Discord stream, which is terrible because anytime like the guy's computer happens to like start chugging through the graphics, it de-reses everything on the stream. So it looks horrible. So I actually went in and put some VHS, like my own mess in there.
Put some noise into it.
I put my own noise, so it feels like a 1970s, 1980s alien screen thing going on. A lot of the videos I have on that. A lot of people are like, "This is so freaking retro. I love what you're doing with this." And I'm like, "Well, thank you."
Thanks.
I'm trying to hide the bad graphics at the moment. So I got a lot of that going on, and it's given me some new. It was definitely something new to try for digital art. Going in and literally finding static. I'd never thought about needing to actually go find freaking static on YouTube. People have apparently recorded it from VHSs and just put 10 hours of static. I'm not lying. You can go. And I just sat there and recorded 8 minutes of it at a time. That was good static because I had to look for good static. Then I went in and changed the colors and stuff.
Yeah.
Put other filters on it to give it different stuff. It's stupid. I
No,
loved
it's
it
not.
so
I
much.
went and found because my show was I'm not an audio engineer, so I would go to freesound.org and download all sorts of sound effects, and I learned how to drop them all in and cut and mix everything so it sounded like it was supposed to be bad on purpose.
Yeah.
When the truth is, I just suck at recording a podcast.
It's fun to actually sit down and just mess with that kind of stuff because no one's ever thought about like, gee, I need to just come up with static for some reason. Like, I need static. And I look around going, how do I get static? Oh, right. Let's see if I could find static.
It's out there. Somebody has recorded it.
And so I got static, and I have to like change the transition on it so it fits. So I have it overlaid on top of the video, and I've changed the transition a little bit so it sits down and looks perfect with it. I'm like, this is funny. This is great.
Somebody's recorded it somewhere, and you can find it because I couldn't believe the things I found on Freesound. It was just everything. Yeah,
everything. It's actually something funny about this is almost kind of Steampunk revolves back around when they were recording the radio version of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. BBC had we have 1 million door shut noises. We have 1 million wood walking noises from all the different Sherlock Holmes shows we've ever done. But we don't have ray guns. We don't have spaceship noises. We had to come up with those on the fly. Most of those were guys beating electrical wires with things as they were charged.
Yeah.
It's like all those noises they had to come up with to make it sound right. Like, we've never done space.
Well, we are over the hour.
We are.
So we're going to have to wrap it up tonight. Let me give a shout out to all of our patrons on Patreon who are keeping our show going here. I want to thank the Dowager Duchess, Claire Bear, who I know has been watching us tonight, Jenny and Ryan Shaver, Kitty Vinson, who's been on, and Rita and Lawrence Allen, who are also watching tonight. Thank you all for helping us out and buying us a beer. You can find us on Facebook at Texas Steampunk Connection if you're not watching right now. We are. You can email us at texassteampunkconnection@gmail.com. We've got a podcast where we basically recast this at texassteampunkconnection.podbean.com. And we're at Twitter at TXSteamConnect1. Our music or sound effects, if we have them, is coming from zapsplat.com. And since we were talking about special effects, that's particularly appropriate.
We're also re-syndicated over onto Steam Chest on YouTube. And hopefully soon on Rumble. I'm actually moving us over to Rumble too.
I will add that to my list of announcements at the end of the show from here on out.
We're syndicated, people.
Woohoo! Do you guys have anything else to add in before we cut our broadcast for the evening?
I think I'm good.
I think I'm good.
I think I've had a little too many of these before I have to take cough medicine. I think I'll forgo the cough medicine for a little while.
All right, everybody. Well, we will talk to you again in 2 weeks. Until then, mind your gauges.
Mind your gauges.